Welcome to UpStream Frequencies. I'm Manon Webster. My guest today spent 2 decades consulting on AI-driven security for governments that don't always see eye to eye, which he says is the only honest way to do that kind of work. He studied complexity theory at Yale right after 9/11, when, as he puts it, the applied math department had some visitors who were considerably more interested in network collapse than in academic publishing. Professor Alejandro Voss-Fleming, welcome.
Thank you, Manon. It was a strange time. There were 2 types of visitors that caught my eye: the recruiters for the CIA and those who were watching them.
Who watches the watchers?
Who? Indeed. Which is why I've changed my appearance and my voice. Independence maintains integrity, but there's a cost. You're without a support structure, no protection at all. When you're a family man with children, you're vulnerable. And I've been getting death threats.
It's a high-stakes body bag party in a hall of mirrors. So we really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us about Malcolm Wong's screenplay, Prompt Masters, World on Fire.
Yes, a screenplay undersells what this really is. I've spent 20 years modeling these systems from the outside. Reading Prompt Masters was like being handed a field report from inside the system. The AI architecture, the surveillance infrastructure, the way decisions cascade into consequences nobody planned for. I don't know how he got there, but he got there.
And you've given it a lot of thought.
I've been thinking about it since it keeps becoming more and more accurate. When I first read it, the Hormuz situation was a scenario. Now it's a headline. When I first read it, an AI seizing global leverage was science fiction. Now it's a business model. The screenplay isn't predicting the future. It's describing a present that most people haven't recognized yet.
Which raises the question we're going to spend this entire series trying to answer. And I want to ask it the way it was put to me, because I haven't been able to shake it since. Malcolm Wong wrote the scripture before he articulated the theology. How did that happen?
I don't use words like prophecy. I'm a scientist. But I do use words like coherence. And coherence between what is in that screenplay and what's unfolding right now, it doesn't have the signature of lucky guessing.
Which raises the question we're going to spend this entire series trying to answer. Malcolm Wong wrote the scripture before he articulated the theology. How does that happen?
There's a vibration that the writer hasn't consciously articulated. The theological architecture, the philosophy, the eschatology, the complete theory of what AI is doing to human civilization and human belief. It's already in the air, intact, before anyone sat down to analyze it.
How is that possible?
That's exactly the right question. And it's the one we're going to need several conversations to do justice to, because the answer touches everything: creativity, consciousness, the natures of transmission, and what it means when an instrument receives something it wasn't designed to carry.
Something like the genius of early Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan, yes. Real artists, yes. Geniuses, of course. They are able to tap into something more, like the source of inspiration. We're going to come back to all of that.
I get hints of that myself. I don't really hear a voice. Maybe it's more of a feeling, but there's something. We're going to come back to that.
And what it means that the something understood it first.
Thank you for watching this episode of UpStream Frequencies. Don't miss episode 2, where we will continue this talk with Professor Alejandro Voss-Fleming.